everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm so glad to have you here today, and I do hope you are doing well. Really excited about what I'm talking about because I really feel like this is getting to a point where it's just going to keep getting more interesting and more interesting, only because there hasn't really been an end to all the drama placed by the only two people that can really put an end to all of this. Really, they could. Harry and Meghan, if they would just come around and be rational in their thinking and be better, they could essentially put an end to all the talk and vibe going on around what they are doing in terms of their relationships with their families. And because we know that this will never happen because of, you know, the mindset that they are in right now, it's going to continue to just spiral out of control. And I cannot imagine that it's good for their marriage. I cannot imagine that Harry and Meghan are in a spot where their marriage is just going to survive the conflict, the strain, the public attention, the drama that is being caused. I cannot imagine that it's good for their marriage. And this is not something that I don't think is being talked about a lot. Because at the end of the day, Harry and Meghan are a married couple and they have children. What about the health, the mental stability and emotional health of their children? Why are they not trying to look after the emotional health of their children and put an end to all of this? Because now you have children to think about. So why are they not doing that? Because before it was all about them as a couple. Now it's no longer just about them. And the reason why I mention this is because of what's come out since. So this leads me to what I'm speaking about now. And this is why I mentioned that. It's because now we know that Mr. Markle has started his own YouTube channel. And I want to say thank you to Mr. Markle for his compliments to me and my channel. I really do appreciate that. And I always wanted my channel to not be just about, you know, saying things on my channel just to say it. Like, it had to have a bigger meaning. It had to be more purposeful, and it had to have something of value that people could get back. And that is, you know, what can we learn from the behavior of Harry and Meghan? Because I know, looking at how I've behaved as a young person in my life, I've always tried to, well, not in the very beginning, but like since I've kind of came more into my consciousness, well, what can I learn from being so stupid? What can I learn from all this stupidness and these things that I've done? You know, so that I don't do it again. Like, that had to come out of me doing things that I should not have been doing. And I think that's the biggest thing that anyone can get out of mistakes that are made. And I must say that Harry and Meghan have made a lot of mistakes, but have they gotten anything out of the mistakes that they have made? Have they ever showed ownership of the mistakes that they have made? Or have they always essentially blamed other people? They've never been accountable or or showing self-introspection about their own choices. It's always the whole world beating up on us. That's how they've made it seem. And this is how I know, or how what I gather from it, that they really haven't learned anything from everything that they have done. And now we see Mr. Markle has started his own channel. And what does this lead to now? Do you think Harry and Meghan are happy about this? Do you think that perhaps this is something that is going to make them be more retaliatory towards their family? Do you think it's going to help them to maybe see what they have done and then maybe, okay, I'm sorry, could you not have a YouTube channel? I'll come say hi to you, Mr. Or Daddy. You know, it's like, what will come out of that? And I don't think it's the latter. I think they will definitely be more retaliatory towards their family, because they don't want to see that their family or their father, or Meghan doesn't want to see that her father is having a voice and that he is speaking out against her bad behavior. And I think that he's taking up for his other daughter. I think that is really upsetting to Meghan. Mr. Markle said that. She has said that she did not want Mr. Markle having any relationship with his other two children. Imagine this. Imagine your daughter saying that to you. How dare you tell your father not to have anything to do with his children? And then for Meghan to go on Oprah and talk about how she could not imagine, like she said, she just really could not imagine doing anything to hurt her child. Anything to hurt her child. But here you are asking your father to disown his other children. So what does that say of you as a mother? But here you go, telling your own father to disown his other children. Not because they did something, not because there is this egregious crime that gives her just reason and cause to say abandon those two evil children. No, she did it just because. Just because I want to be only child. So abandon your life before me, Father, and then I'll have a relationship with you. You see, and I've always said this from the very beginning. Meghan did not want anything to do with her father on this global stage because she knew that a relationship with her father was an open portal. His children having a relationship with her on this global stage. And she did not want that. She didn't want her half siblings to have any access to her via her father. So the best way to cut off those siblings is to cut off the father. Because when you don't have a relationship with the father, you most certainly don't have a relationship with his children. And I always feel like, can they be forgiven if they come clean? But people, y'all always beat me up when I say they ain't coming clean. They ain't never going to change. Like, y'all really give me an earful when I say these things. But I don't know. It's just in my heart. Will you be better one day? Like, I'm always holding out hope to be better. And I find it really crazy how people think I'm Satan incarnate because of the things that I'm saying. I'm like trying to give people, like, look at what they're doing. You don't see this as poor choices, but yet me speaking about it is bad. I really don't get that, but maybe my mindset, I don't know. I just don't get it. Just don't get it. Okay, but here, let me go into this article really quickly. I tell you guys, this stuff is cray. Mr. Markle has this YouTube channel with Carl Larson, and the title of their channel is called Remarkable Friendship. And I think it's a great name, Remarkable. And it is remarkable how Mr. Thomas Markle is now in a friendship with the man who in the beginning calls the reason why his daughter was no longer speaking with him because he took these pap pictures. So this gentleman that is the photographer, Carl Larson, is the one that took the photos of Mr. Markle, and it caused all the outrage. So I've since found out that Carl Larson, the gentleman that Thomas Markle has started this YouTube channel with, is the photographer that took the original bad photos of Mr. Thomas Markle. And then from these pictures Mr. Markle saw that were published, he said, oh no, I gotta get some better pictures. I'm not looking good in these photos. So he happened to get this phone call from this photographer offering to take some nicer pictures of him. Of course, these were then the staged photos. The company Coleman-Rainer is the company that still works with Meghan to this day to take photos of her. These are the photos that he has since taken of her. And so now we can see that Meghan had possibly referred her dad to this Coleman-Rainer to take photos of her dad to make him look like he was in, a better light and not like the first original photos that Carl Larson had taken of him. Could it be that perhaps Meghan set her dad up to be photographed with these staged photos? Something to think about. And this is why I think this photographer worked in conjunction with Meghan to set Mr. Markle up. Thus, Meghan could then not have a relationship with her father for taking pictures that she initially set up with the photographer. I don't know that for a fact. That's me assuming, guessing that this is how it all went down. I think Mr. Markle was never invited to the wedding. I think Meghan never wanted him to come to the wedding, but she had to have a reason to essentially cut off the relationship right when she was entering the royal family. So that from day one, the relationship was like overdone. Because, you know, she don't want to have nothing to do with those half siblings. Meghan's father announced that he is going to be launching his YouTube channel where he will exclusively speak on his relationship with his daughter, his estranged daughter, Meghan. Now, Thomas Markle Sr. will also give his piece about current affairs inspired by Talk Royal author Lady Colin Campbell and Joe Rogan. And just a little side note, I've done a couple of videos with Lady Colin Campbell. If you haven't seen them, go back and watch them. They're pretty good interviews, or actually not interviews, but just conversations. I've spoken with Lady C about her thoughts on a lot of things around Meghan Markle. And hey, let's take a listen if you can. He said the episode will stream on Sunday and it will delve deep into Meghan's half-sister Samantha's defamatory lawsuit against the Duchess. Now, this is the one thing I wanted to say about that, and I do hope that Mr. Markle, before any video goes live on Sunday, that they have Samantha's lawyer watch it to make sure that Mr. Markle hasn't accidentally said anything that could come back to hurt Samantha's case. So I think that is, if anything, something good to do, because you don't want to say anything that you may not think is a big deal, but it could come up to bite you later during Samantha's case. So, all right, so Thomas asks, I'm standing up for my oldest daughter, Samantha, and in this case, she should win because Meghan's book was full of lies about her. I would appear in a deposition in this case if it came to it. And this is why I think Mr. Markle is really doing this YouTube channel, because he sees what harm has caused his daughter. If anything, Mr. Markle is not going against his daughter, Meghan. He's not standing up to try to embarrass his daughter, Meghan, the Duchess. He's not doing something to be an annoyance to his daughter, Meghan. What I see is a man standing up for his daughter, Samantha. And that is the right thing to do. Because I'm sure he has seen moments with his daughter that are very hurtful to her. And I think the pain of seeing what Meghan has done to Samantha was a lot for Mr. Markle to bear. And this is why he is doing what he is doing. So you see how Meghan has caused this spiral effect of all the negativity and bad that is surrounding her and the things that she is doing. Like, they could end this. Meghan and her husband could end this. But people are standing up to them in their bully behavior. So this is what Mr. Markle is doing. He is standing up and he is fighting for his daughter because she has been hurt. She has unnecessarily been defamed publicly on a global stage. And I think the people that have not supported Mr. Markle and Samantha, they will see now the counter narrative to the truth of the things that have been coming from this Duchess's mouth. Because just because you're a Duchess and you got ties to the royal family does not mean that you are telling the truth. So Meghan Markle's lawyer, Michael Kump, has branded the lawsuit by Samantha baseless and absurd and a continuation of a pattern of disturbing behavior. No, Mr. Kump. The disturbing behavior is that of your client. Your client is the one who has done something that is disturbing. But we know you're paid to take up for Meghan. So we know what you say is just because you paid to say what you're saying, essentially. But how can you defend it? Well, you're going to definitely dig deep into what the laws say on defamation and defamatory behavior. So, these are things that have to be proven in a court of law. But, me as a person just, on YouTube, look, the disturbing behavior is that of Meghan Markle and how she has treated her family. And I've said it once and I'll say it again. Take the things that Meghan has done to her family and let me know if that is something that you would overlook if she were doing that to you and your family. The things that she has done to the royal family. Would you just look the other way? Like, just let her say what she got to say. She's the Duchess. Or, you know, or if it was your mother, your grandmama, would you be like, hold up, wait a minute, don't talk to my grandmama like that. Don't talk to my mama like that. Like, would you stand up and say, look, stop? Oh, but when it's happening to somebody else's family, it's okay because she's the Duchess. No, 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 no. What's right is right. So Tom wants to do it to put his thoughts out there from the horse's mouth. He wants to speak about how Meghan and Harry have affected his family. And that's exactly right. I think Mr. Markle is not proactively starting this channel right when his daughter moved into, you know, this relationship with the royals. No, he is on the defensive side. He is doing a counter reaction to Meghan's behavior and the things that they have done, the things that they have said in this book, Finding Freedom. Their interviews, they are counter-fighting. They are essentially doing something that is taking up for themselves and fighting back. So when people come out and say things like, you know, they're doing things to hurt the Duchess or they're being an embarrassment to her, just let her live her life, let her live her life. No. You know, you say something about me, I'm going to stand up and I'm going to say something back. How about that? Like, you know, they got a right to, like, you know, say something or to what you say is a lie. Like, they got a right to counter your lies and fabrications. So I think it's a great way to set the tone for, you say a lie and I'm going to come out and I'm going to say something else. I'm going to say the truth. And this is what Mr. Markle is doing. This counter narrative that Meghan Markle's father and sibling Samantha are presenting to us on the world stage is definitely a reaction that is to be expected when you're taking up for yourself against someone who was out to cause you and your family harm. Because at the end of the day, their whole existence is around their relationship with this woman who is incredibly famous now. And they have inadvertently become incredibly famous because of their relationship to Meghan now. And so just as Meghan speaks out, so should they. Get your ears ready, clean them out, get all the wax out, get the dirt out, and start to really listen to what is being said by those with the counter narrative of Meghan Markle.